Avengers, Assemble. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for watching. And if you're enjoying the videos we're producing, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel as it helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. And if you're in a position to support the channel, you can follow a link in the description below and assemble with us on our Patreon. You can become an Avenger today with tiers starting as low as $1 a month. To my founders and Avengers, thank you so much for your support. And to all of my patrons, thank you all so much for your continued support. Now, let's get right to it. Marvel's Echo is premiering very shortly. We are on the cusp of what I think is going to be a really amazing series. And just as we knew when we leaked, Echo was originally a 6-episode limited event series. Now, Marvel has since updated all of that. Echo is now under the Marvel Spotlight banner, and those 6 episodes have been edited down to 5, following a lot of the perceived backlash and the criticism of a lack of quality in recent Marvel Studios productions. With that means a great deal of Echo content has been cut. It shifted around. Parts of episodes have shifted completely. So it's hard to get a very clear idea right now of where some of these moments are going to fall. But we do know for a fact, and we can confirm this, is that episode 6 originally ended with Echo after she has turned her life around, if you will. She returns to New York City as a private investigator, and there she meets Daredevil, and her and Daredevil have a little bit of a meeting, not an aggressive interaction, but they have a meeting, and Daredevil needs help finding someone. That someone, which we've already leaked previously, is Punisher. Now, this original ending would have also included Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones, but due to a scheduling conflict, because Kristen Ritter is out filming the new Orphan Black spinoff, which is a great show, highly recommend watching. So since she was out and having issues getting her schedule together, she couldn't film for the finale of Echo. Not that she didn't want to. I want to be very clear on that. Kristen Ritter is coming back as Jessica Jones. It was going to be an Echo. They just couldn't line up the schedule, so now she's not. But it was going to be a meeting with Jessica Jones, Echo, and Daredevil, and the focal point of that conversation was going to be finding Frank Castle, the Punisher. Now, we don't have any context why. We don't know why Punisher's being sought after. We don't know what, Daredevil's looking for. But those are the details of the scene itself. Now, the scene that was actually filmed only involved Daredevil and Echo. And again, finding someone. I don't know if they deliberately kept it vague, like if they're not sure if they're still going to have it be Frank Castle, because we know Frank Castle is definitively 100% coming back. So, again, a lot of shifting plates. And that's kind of the state of Marvel right now, just due to the strikes, again, still coming off of the pandemic, still trying to get things organized and still trying to get their house in order. So we're in a bit of a transitional period as Marvel tries to get things back under control and tries to get back to a clean operating procedure, post the pandemic. But this ending with Echo and Daredevil was shot. It was going to be a part of episode 6. Episode 6 was going to be the Return to New York episode. I don't know what's been kept at this point. Now, I say all of that to say this, just so we're very clear. Episode 5 is not just going to suddenly end. Like, they didn't keep episodes 1 through 5 and then delete an episode. All 5 episodes have been edited from content from those original 6 episodes. So different footage has made it in elsewhere, and 5 is still going to have a complete proper ending. 5 might have bits of her going to New York, but I don't know if it's still going to have her meeting Daredevil or if it's going to be far more standalone and isolated than that, which again, it already really isn't. It being Echo and them advertising it with Kingpin and Daredevil, you can't really call that standalone at that point. Like, there is now expectation. There's going to be an audience expectation for when those two characters are talked about, just because they come from such a high quality period of Marvel Netflix. I mean, let's be frank. Not only is Daredevil one of the best superhero shows, it's one of the best television shows, and it might be, and again, this is subjective, but in my opinion, it might actually be the best just Marvel show period, even including the Disney Plus stuff. Daredevil was really, really brilliant. So there is an expectation, even if they call it Spotlight and say, oh, no, we want to tell a little, a story here. That's great. But you have Kingpin and Daredevil in it. So you've already, it's a big deal. It's going to be a really big deal for people. I do hope this ending stays into the show. If it doesn't, obviously, I'm not going to allow, leaks to shift my perspective in terms of if holding to the standard of the show itself, because that's the leak game. If we're out here looking for leaks and asking around and trying to get leaked information, and that leaked information ends up getting cut, well, if you think about it, we weren't supposed to even know about it anyway. So we have to judge the product, if you'll allow me to call it that. We have to judge the product by what we see, and we'll judge it on those 5 episodes. But I do have very, very high expectations. It's just a matter of they got to stick that landing, because Marvel has had a constant problem with their shows of having a good ending and really being able to wrap up the show. So thank you so much for watching. And my question to you is, due to what we know about the scene being, cut and how it's been filmed versus what they were trying to get with Jessica Jones, Daredevil and Echo, do you think when Daredevil is looking for someone, do you think it's still going to be Frank Castle, and that now they're just being vague so they can have a loose setup? Or do you think they're going to change that and Daredevil's actually going to be looking for someone else? I look forward to your comments and thoughts below. Again, thank you so much for watching. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a marvelous day. Bye, everyone.